Well, there's what is said to be as a developmental disorder or condition, whereby social navigation is difficult, misunderstandings often arise, whereby you are retracted in on yourself and you're not aware of social customs of how somebody is reacting to you, or how a group's reacting to you, and what the group's doing and what your part in the group is, and it's got a lot of fear contained in it. It's got a sort of a lack of a gearbox to be able to adjust to the world and what its various tricks are, I suppose. Also, Asperger's is inability to contribute to a team situation. Very often you are hived off on your own. Asperger's leads you to get things out of proportion in life. It leads you to have obsessions, have intense interests that get out of control. Speech is also often impaired in Asperger's, to the extent that you can speak in riddles, you can speak in torrents of words, or to the other extreme, a lot of Asperger's have not got enough speech at all, and the words are not well formed enough. It's a little bit as if I'm the sort of cheap cabaret for society at times. It's often as if I'm a sort of out on a limb. I'm a square peg in a round hole. I don't seem to fit, and I'm the odd one out, and I'm sort of on the margins all the time, and I have to work my way back in, and I have to find ways of doing that, perhaps through humour, perhaps through doing something kind for somebody, and Asperger's are kind-hearted very often. The worst thing for me is being over-trusting. I think it gets gets all of us on the spectrum into so much trouble with people, because they pull the wool over our eyes regularly, and they trick us. Being in a good support group, not just relying on the National Autistic Society for answers, although they are very, very good, trying to read widely, and not just getting so upset and thinking, well, this is just nothing else but a burden, because it isn't. In some ways it's a gift. It's a real gift, because you have amazing talents that other people haven't got. People come to you because of that. Also, because you've got novel ideas, you are different in your way that you think, the way that you look at a subject, and people think, crikey, I've never looked at it like that, and so that's how you can really impress people today. It's hard for us to tell lies. That's a very, very good thing, I think. We just like to do a good job, and we're a systematic thinking group of people. It's just that we do have an overload, and that's because we haven't got any filtering system to stop the data from flowing in all the time. So we do need to have that time to ourselves, where we go for a walk, travel somewhere perhaps, and we just chill out. Yes, it has had a terrible impact in some ways. In relations with the opposite sex, for example, have been very, very difficult, because with an invisible disability, you make yourself a target for ridicule. People just tend to manipulate you. We don't know how to say the right things. We don't know how to be the right person for them. Too many emotional difficulties, too many misunderstandings, too much clumsiness, especially just not enough coordination. It's caused me forgetfulness, as well as obsessive behaviour, It's caused me violent situations. It's caused an awful lot of trouble in my family. I have been picked on even in church. I mean, particularly by visiting people. It's because of this social nuancing. It's because of this lack of navigation. And just the sheer shock in church that when people do discover that you've got a condition, and well, what does that mean? What have we got to do? And it sort of disturbs their peace.